Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, Sir Amir Dodo. Welcome to Aceh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and thank you for being here.
After a few days here, how do you feel about Aceh?
First of all, I feel the calmness, a little bit chaos, but I feel the friendliness of the people, and the organized, orderness of Aceh. I feel spiritual. I mean, you can feel the spirit here in Aceh, and the warm welcome of the people. Maybe preservation of what they have.
What are the significant similarities that you see between the Bangsamoro and Aceh struggle?
I know, and we all know that Aceh have their own struggle. Started long time ago, and we in the Bangsamoro have our own struggle too. And there are similarity. The first similarity is we are fighting for our right to self-determination, reviving the already own right to self-determination of Aceh, and same with the Bangsamoro people. We have that same struggle, and we have been fighting for that for so long. And our belief is we are sovereign countries. We are sovereign nation even before the coming of the colonizers. So I think Aceh and Philippines, and Bangsamoro in particular, have common lens. They have common lens on this. The pushing factor for their struggle is the right to self-determination, which they have already. And if we look at the Aceh and the Bangsamoro, Aceh they have a little bit unified, and they preserve their history. They have documented the history. They have hard evidences that they have this and they own this. Like what we visited just this morning. The makam of the historical places of Aceh is still here. While in the Bangsamoro, because of the multi-layer of colonization in the Bangsamoro, most of our historical heritage, most of our places where we can say that is evidence, it's an evidence of our being Bangsamoro, have been damaged and destroyed by the multi-layer of colonization in the Bangsamoro.
The government of the Philippines and the Moro Islamic Liberation Front recently signed a peace agreement to end the conflict in Mindanao. What do you think, as a Muslim and also part of the Bangsamoro struggle, to end the cycle of violent extremism in Mindanao?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of learning. If we look very close on Aceh process, starting from the signing of the MOU, Helsinki Agreements, there's a lot of things to learn from here. Simplicity of the agreement first, and the implementation of the agreement, step-by-step implementation of agreement. For me, that is very important. How Aceh government, how the genuine autonomous government of Aceh started after signing of agreement, and look at what happened after a few years. It's a very short time that the change is tremendous, and the services reach the far-flung communities, and I think that is big thing. And also the structure, the structure of Aceh agreement. I mean, political structure of Aceh. I think it's very much working. Like how they organize themselves, to how they bring people in one movement, in one direction, one Aceh, one flag, and one call for right to self-determination, which we cannot rarely see to other struggling, other revolutionary groups. Even in Mindanao, being divided among tribes, little bit division among themselves. In the case of Mindanao, aside from that overlaying colonialization and overlaying oppression in the Bangsamoro, is the feeling of being betrayed by the government. You know. If we look back to the struggle of the Bangsamoro people, this generation struggle, we started 1968 after the Jabida massacre. Then after that, during that time, the Philippine government, I can say this, the Philippine government don't even recognize that we exist. The Bangsamoro is there in southern Philippines. We exist. They don't even recognize that. And eventually, because the Philippine government feel that we are ready to be killed for our self-determination, they initiate the negotiation between the Moro National Liberation Front and the government. And they initially signed an agreement. We called it 1976 Tripoli Agreement. And the content of that agreement is an autonomous government with 19 provinces, with 13 provinces and 9 cities. So it's a huge autonomous government for the Bangsamoro people. That was the time of Marcos. And eventually, Marcos was how can I say, kicked out, by Cory Aquino because of the people power, the EDSA Revolution 1986, and replaced by President Aquino. And the 1976 Tripoli Agreement was never implemented. And the people frustrated, or Bangsamoro people have been, they are frustrated. They're expecting something, and it came out nothing, zero. And they have to renegotiate again with the president, new government, Cory Aquino. The same negotiation on table. At the same time, they're fighting for right to self-determination. And as long as the government, the implementation of the government is not satisfactory to the people, frustration is there, and you can expect more. And for now, we have recently signed the agreement. We recently signed, and now the BOL, the Bangsamoro Organic Law, is ratified. And this law brought hope of the people to the peak, to the highest level. And it's very crucial time for the government and the new Bangsamoro autonomous government to deliver something. And I think this is my personal call, that the government and the Bangsamoro autonomous government should deliver something that people can feel that they are being taken care of, that they have this government that they are expecting. Okay. And I think fast information dissemination to the people, I think this is the magic. Because me personally, I'm afraid if this agreement, this government will fail, much more group will arise. So we don't want that to happen. Yeah.
In your observation, as you are staying here now for many days, how can Aceh contribute to the peace process in Mindanao?
If you look at the process of Aceh, it's a very good peace process. It's huge. You cannot learn that by one day. And you cannot just slice it into pieces and bring to the Bangsamoro people. And for me, my recommendation is bringing the bringing people with, thinking people here in Aceh. Study, learn Aceh, expose here, like exchange exposure. And really engage on the multi-layer. Political people from the Bangsamoro engage with the political landscape of Aceh. Look how they run the structure itself, how they run the government. Engage with the culture of the people. People should bring here, because we are now on the process of transforming the mindset of the people, regaining our culture. And I think culture of Aceh is very rich, and they should bring people here. You cannot teach, you cannot just bring idea to Mindanao. They should come here and learn themselves. And they will know how they can implement that in their country. I mean, in their place. But it is huge. And also maybe for me, is the landscape itself, the geographical landscape of Aceh, how it organized. Like, okay, you have this very, very developed area, and in the other part of Aceh is very agricultural. The forest is here, preserved. The fresh air is here. This, how they divided the lands, the areas of Aceh. This is agricultural, we have to preserve. Because Mindanao is basically agricultural area. So I think model for me, perfect model for me. If not perfect, near to reality is Aceh. No other place that they can learn from. So also in the institution, like this is my personal advocacy, like adoption of the traditional madrasa system here, educational system, where you can develop next generation Moro to really prevent the more escalation of Bangsamoro, of violent extremism. For example, pesantren, bringing people from different part of Bangsamoro, staying in one boarding school for 6 months to establish very good relationship, healthy friendship, healthy relationship between daughters and sons of Tausug, Maguindanao, Maranao, and other tribes in Bangsamoro. Bring them together, establish good relationship. I think that is the start of unity and solidarity among Bangsamoro people.
Thank you very much, Sir Amir, for this interview. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm very glad to be here and thank you very much.